Hi everyone, me again from the Stagoa Valley, coming back on here to share another ride. We're, I don't know the name of this road. I think it might be, what is this? I can't read it. Tulsi Road, something like that. It's a boat ramp road. It goes down to a couple of boat ramps and some trails if you want to hike. We kind of lean up off this backrest. This road's not the smoothest. Maybe I won't herp my whole way through it. What I was going to talk about today was you never know who you're going to meet when you go camping, and I really like camping because it just draws all kinds of people. And a couple of guys in an old motorhome, I think it was the 90s, 89 or 90, old motorhome, or not too far from us in the campground. We struck up a conversation, and one of them's on a Harley, I believe, and the other's on a Harley trike. And the guy on the Harley trike's the one I've been speaking with. He, I don't know exactly what he does for a living, but I know he works at an airport, and he has a truck very similar to ours, and with a big snowplow on it. He says he doesn't drive it very much because it's got the big plow on it, and I'm thinking, well, he must be north. I want to say they're in Maryland, but I'm not sure. Anyway, real nice guys. Turns out they were here last year at the same time, and he remembered us from last year. I think I remember him too. He is a right leg amputee. He's amputated above his knee, so he struggles to get around. But he's a real interesting guy. The only reason I mentioned the amputee is because I've been following Moto Giant, and I went over to talk to him a little bit. And, Moto Giant's convinced that he should be able to get back on two wheels and ride without any problem. And he agreed, Moto Giant. He agreed with you. He said, if you're below the knee, he said, there's no reason you can't do anything you want to do. And so I agree too. Hope that helps. a little more positive reinforcement. But what I was going to mention, the things you find out about people, not only that he works in the airline industry. His mother worked in the airline industry for American, and of course, if you remember, Susan here worked for Delta. So sort of kind of in the right family, same family. But we were having a discussion about a little bit about airplanes, and I can't remember the man's name. My mind's just gone to rubbish. But if you remember the Sioux City airline crash where the plane lost all hydraulics, one of the engines blew up, cut all three hydraulic systems, and they fought and landed the airplane, and unfortunately right at the end, when the wings stalled and it did crash, and I think a little over 100 people were killed, but over 100 people were saved, and including the pilot. He got to meet him, had a discussion with him, and he just thought he'd pick his brains on it. And I thought it was kind of interesting. You meet somebody that's met somebody that you've heard of, and that you admire. What they did was nothing less than a miracle to get that plane down. And they were so fortunate to have what they call a deadhead captain, a captain who was just flying as a passenger, having Hal on board. And when he realized what had happened, he went up front to help him. And he actually operated the throttles. He sat down between the two seats, not strapped in, nothing to restrain him in any way if they did crash. And he sat right there on the floor and worked the throttles for them, so they could continue to try to fight this airplane and get it on the ground with virtually no control. But really something. He said it was kind of funny. He said he found himself in the back seat of a Cherokee light aircraft with two pilots out of that crash later on, and he was hoping that they had gotten all the crashing out of their systems at that point. I thought that was pretty funny. He came to it okay. But they're nice guys. They're by his own admission, they're lazy like we are. They waited till about noon to start riding when it warmed up a little bit. And Susan and I planning on being here until another 2 or 3 days, and we still have some places we want to ride, but today is not the day to head over toward the Dragon. Today will be the busy day. All the people will be out running and having running fun. There we go. Looks like a lot. There's a big horse camp. I didn't notice that. This is a Sunday, by the way, and people like to come out here and ride their horses, apparently, and some campers. Yeah, pretty cool. I have to tell my daughter about this. She really loved this place. They could ride all over. The way the water's down too. You could ride all around this lake. Of course, your horses have short legs on one side to do that, you know. But pretty cool. This is get over here where you said, how would you pronounce that? T-S-A-L-I, Tasali? Tasali? I don't know what that is. But water is way, way down, and I'm not surprised. You know, the hurricane came through here about a month ago, and I'm sure they were way up on water, and they normally lower it for the winter anyway because there's a lot more rain and than in the summer, and so you know, want to be able to impound it, turn it into power. But pretty cool. Yeah, I had no idea the horses like to come down here. I'll have to mention this to Sally. To mention that to my daughter. Oh well. That was all I had to say for now. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.